Hello, everyone. Welcome to our training for today. We'll be talking about how to build and keep massive momentum. So there will be two parts on this training video. That will be first is what is momentum, how to build one, and then the last one is how to keep the massive momentum. So probably you are now on looking for something to improve your personal development or to improve your business or whatever part of your life you want to improve, this training and this video is the right one for you. So I am Bob Cañete. I am the founder of Team Acts, and I am located right now here in Los Angeles, California. So let's now go to the details of our training, how to build and give massive momentum. But first thing we need to do is that we need to define what is momentum. So momentum is a force and can be described as the series of successes. So since it's a force, it can work for you or it can work against you. So if you have experienced this one in your life, that there were some times or there are some mornings that you just want to stay in the bed, but deep inside you want to get up, you want to do something, but there's a certain force that wants to keep you just to stay in the bed. So there are certain steps that you can do right now or change right now so that you will have a positive momentum, so that the momentum will work for you. So since it's a force and it's a process, so this is a force and also this is a series of successes. So there's also a very popular quote that to have a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So momentum is also the same with that quote. So since it's a series of success, we have to start from small successes until we go to the big successes in our lives or in our business or whatever part of our lives. So we will start with the success of a snowball. So if you're in a country where snow, like here in the United States, during winter time, we have snow, and also in Canada, most of the time throughout the year they have snow. So success is like a snowball. You have to get going, and the more you roll in the right direction, the greater it gets. So it will, if you will roll, if you will move, and if you do actions little by little, you will have successes, and through that one you will have momentum. So what is the motivator of momentum? So if you will dissect momentum from its definition, what are the things that motivates it? First is desire. If not, this is the best word um, I can ever think of, or even Tony Robbins um, says that one of the motivator of momentum is desire. Even fear it falls on the definition of desire. So what are those desire that motivates momentum? These are the desires. Some coaches tell them it's fear, but the word desire is the best for me. This is the best definition of the motivator of momentum. What are those desires? Desire to pay the bills. When someone in the family desires to pay the bills, that person will create massive action so that he will have massive results. Or other desires to help the family members, desire to pay the debt, desire to take charge of your life or and for your future, desire to travel, desire to buy your first car in the house, and the desire to have a quality life. whether that's spiritually, emotionally, socially, financially, and physically. It all boils down to desire. So, to motivate yourself, think of the desires that you have right now. Whether you want to pay your bills, whether you want to take a travel, whether you want to take charge of the health of your family, whether you want to buy your first car or you want to buy your house, it all starts there. So that's the greatest motivator of momentum. So if you want to build your business, if you want to take your business to the next level, have the desire and have the clarity in your mind on what is your goal and what is your destination for your business. And I will discuss this on the later slides. So the next question right now is, we already know the definition of momentum and what is the thing that motivates momentum. Now is, how are you going to build momentum? So there are 7 steps that I'm gonna share to you. How are you going to build momentum? First is, of course, have a burning desire. That's the principle number 1. Burning desire of you want to, say for example, aside from paying the bills, you want to achieve time freedom. You want to get out from the sloppy work that you have, because you're giving everything, but you are just paid a little bit. So have a burning desire so that you will propel yourself to do something for yourself later on. So have a burning desire. Even Michael Jordan had this, and he even said to himself that he will be the best basketball player in the world. And through that desire, his body just followed. So it all starts with your mind. You have to think and you have to correct your mentality. If you have now employee mentality, you can learn what are the things that employer and business people and entrepreneurs have in their minds. So first, you need to have a burning desire. And second one is that you need to have your goals, SMART goals. SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. I will discuss that on the next slides. That aside from your burning desires, you need to have a SMART goal. So that should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So dreams do come true when desire transforms into concrete actions. That's even written by Napoleon Hill, one of the greatest business author of the books and in the business world. Is very known. Dreams do come true when desire transform into concrete actions. When you dream right now, when you have a desire, it will just stay as a dream or a desire unless you will create actions to make it into a reality. So there are also popular quotes about that if you want to make your dreams come true, first is you need to wake up and do actions to get that. So this is now the second principle. Now you have a burning desire. This is the second part. You need to write your goals. Write means literally write. Write it on a piece of in a leaf of your notebook. Should have a notebook by now. Um, if you're now listening on this training, you need to have a notebook, because it will even if you have a phone, you have to change your phone every now and then. Your notebook, you can keep it. You can file it on your library, and you can be reminded later on. If you're already successful, you can share your story on how you started. So write your goals, and of course, your goals has to be SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So we have a quote right here that it's just says that if you will write your goal, you will have a shorter period of time to accomplish it. And that's from Brian Tracy. People with clear written goals accomplish far more in a shorter period of time than people without them could ever imagine. Just say, for example, this is a very true example that I can give you. You go to grocery store without any listing if you want to buy it, or if you want to buy something from the grocery store, compared to if you want to go to the grocery store with a complete list of the things that you want to buy from the grocery store. You will have a shorter time staying in the grocery store, and you can buy everything without anything, without forgetting anything. So you have to write your goal. You have, first is you need to have a desire. Second is you need to write that desire as your goal in the notebook. And aside from that, the third principle is you need to put a cost of each goal. I will have a basic example later on. Aside from that, you have a burning desire. Now you have a goal that is written. On your goals, you need to put the cost. Aside from that, you need to put your age and a deadline of each goal. That's the principle number 4. So this is a very good example that I will show you right now. So for example, your goal is to pay your debt, and your debt is $50,000. That's roughly 50,000. That's roughly 3 or 4 million pesos in the Philippines. And if you want to pay that, you need to place your age and the deadline of your goal, so that you will have to focus all your efforts in finishing up that goal. So, say for example, you have to pay your debt of $50,000 by the end of this year, 2019. And my age at that time will be 29. And aside from that, after paying my debt, that will be on the same age before I will go 30, I have to secure an emergency fund. So after I have to put all my efforts, put all my resources to pay all my debts, secure my emergency fund, and then that's the time I can buy my first car and buy my rental apartment, or buy a house, or buy a property, or whatever I can get. This is just an example, so that you will have a sense of urgency on your life actually. So even if you say for example you are now facing a big problem with your business. So let's talk about business. What are your goals for your business? Maybe you want to increase the sales. Maybe you want to decrease or minimize expenses. Maybe you want to buy another location, or you're gonna add another location of your business. Whatever it is, put it on your notebook. Put it on your um, goal list. Put the cost. Put your age, and put a deadline on it, so that you will focus all your energy and your resources to that goal, so that it will be finished on the deadline that you have set up. Imagine, remember, SMART. You need to have a specific and measurable goal. So that's the principle behind it. Now, you already have the cost, you already have your age, you already have your goals written in that. Next is you need to raise your standards. Raising your standards, according to Tony Robbins, is that if you have now a lousy handshake, practice more, so that you will have a better grip, a better handshake, so that people as you handshake other business people, they will feel your presence. Raising your standard means if you are getting up, say for example, a lazy guy, you're not a morning person, you you're now getting up at 8 or 9, you want to get up at 7, then you're now raising your standards, because you will be saving a tons of time in specifically in your time management during the day. So imagine you are now saving 1 hour a day, because you have wake up because you woke up quite earlier. Multiply that into 365 or 364 days, and that's 364 hours that you have just used properly. So as you raise your standards, look on the details of your life right now. You can write it on a piece of paper. You can write it on the notebook that I'm telling you. Write all the things that you want to improve. So you can divide it into two columns. The left will be the things that you want to improve. Probably you want to improve your public speaking. You want to improve your skills in inviting. You want to improve your skill in prospecting, or even in closing clients, or even whatever goals that you want to do for your personal life. Place that on the notebook. These are the things that I want to correct for my life, and these are the things that I want to delete, or I want to go over, and I want to get rid of in my life, so that you will raise your standard. You are now focusing your efforts in improving yourself. And as you improve yourself, you will also improve your relationships, and you'll also improve your business if you're doing a business right now. And if you're an employee, you will also become a higher standard employee in your company. So if you are now an asset of the company, they will value you. They will give you more value, because you are now leading your the company. Because if you are now an employee, you can lead your team, and you can raise the standards of your team because of that. So that's principle number 5: raise your standards. Second one, the principle number 6 will be create rituals and habits to propel yourself to your goal. Say, for example, you want to lose weight. That's your personal goal. You need to create rituals and habits so that you will have the optimum time and the lesser effort in losing weight. So if you want to gain weight, or so for example, losing weight, you need to create rituals and habits so that you will lead yourself towards that goal. So say, for example, for me, I want every morning, I wake up in the morning at 5 a.m. Of course, we pray, of course. So whenever I face myself on the mirror, I always tell myself that I can do this today. I am the best, and I can lead my business to the next level. I always have this self-talk and meditation in front of the mirror, and I visualize myself as a successful person in this field. I also visualize myself leading my son into his full potential, leading my wife to her full potential. So you need to create your rituals and your habits that will help you propel yourself to your goal. And the last principle will be burn your ships, but never burn your bridges. During ancient times, people traveled through ships in the open sea. And there was a story that I was reading, that there were certain conquerors um, going to a certain place, and they have lots of ships, but they were outnumbered, one soldier with 10 enemies. So the general of that team, the general of that conquerors, told all the soldiers to burn all the ships. And then he told the soldiers, if we will not fight to win, we will lose, because we don't have any more ships. So what does that imply? If you're now an employee and you want to become an entrepreneur, and you want to attain time freedom and financial freedom, as you plan yourself, as you propel yourself, remember our training, you have a burning desire, write your goals. As you have your desire to become an entrepreneur, little by little, burn your ship from that employment. Because if you have a lot of my friends who are now successful in business, that was once an employee, they said that they have to burn their ship. They have to make sure that even though they are working right now, like they're working 9 to 5, after 5 p.m., they are also building their fortune. And later on, they are little by little taking out from their employment, and now they're now full time with their business. That's the right word right there to explain burning your ship. Because if you are now comfortable with what you are doing, if you are now comfortable as an employee, but you have a plan to become entrepreneur, and you don't have any action to do it, you will stay as an employee. So you can burn your ship, but never your bridges. Bridges are your relationships. Never burn your relationships. Even if someone have wronged you, or someone mistreated you, just smile and improve yourself and make that negative event in your life to become a positive person. So burn your ships, but never your bridges. So right now we are on the portion that how are we going to keep momentum certain? So we already have discussed what is momentum, what are the motivators of momentum, how are we going to build momentum. Now, if we already have built it, how are we going to keep it? So there are also steps that I'm gonna share to you. How are you going to keep if you're already on that momentum of your life? So say for example, you are now getting you're now having successes in your personal life, in your financial life, whether it's spiritual life, you wanna pray to God, and or if you wanna fix your finances, if you gonna fix your relationships. Now you already have done that. How are you going to keep it? There are certain steps that we can do in order to keep momentum. First is we need to picture it out in our mind, clearly in our mind, that we already have that. So if we have a goal, we will always look at our goal every single day before I wake up, before I get out of bed, and before I go to bed during nighttime. I always look on my goals. I even have a picture of my goal in in a frame where whenever I wake up, I can see my goals on the wall. That reminds me that, hey, Bob, that's your goal. That's your goal. Focus on that. And everything are just distractions. Focus on your goal. Picture it out in your mind that you already have that. Never in my life that um, I never have dreamed of something that it didn't come true. So, for example, I really dream of having my own car. That was during my college years, and I am very certain in myself. One day I'm gonna be buying my own car. Right now I already have a car, and one time I also pictured out that I will have a beautiful family with a beautiful wife with beautiful children, and right now I already have it. Right now I'm now dreaming of owning my own apartments, hotels, and having my family in my home, and we can travel and whatever we're gonna do with our lives because we have time freedom. I am now experiencing that, and I always picture it out in my mind that I already have it. So that's what's kept me going. Picture it out in your mind very clearly. If you want to drive a Porsche or want to drive the car of your dreams, like sit down, think of it, close your eyes, think of it that you're driving that car. If you want to buy a house, picture it out that you already have the keys in your house. If you have that beautiful family that you're dreaming of, think of it that you already have it. And of course, your mind will propel your body to create necessary actions to do it. This is also the cycle of belief and results. If you have belief on the potential, if you believe that you can do it, you have a certainty of you have the certainty that you can really have that. So say for example, you have full belief on the potential that it can really do this for you. Your body will create massive action for that one because of your belief that I can really do this, I can do this, I can do this. You will create massive action. And because you have done massive action, we will have massive results. So that results will also propel you to believe more on what you have done or what you did. And the cycle goes on and on. What happens is that some people, they have a very, very small belief on the potential. Oh, I think it will not work. I think it will just work for you because you know how to speak, you have the skills. But for me, I don't have that because of this, because of that. They have a very small belief, and because of that small belief, they will have small action, and because of that small action, they will have small results. And when they have small results, that small result will propel them, reinforce them that I told you it will not work. I told you that I told you this is not going to work. So on the very first step, the belief on the potential, it has to be on full maximum belief. So that the maximum belief will propel your body to create massive action. Your massive action will create massive results, and your massive results will reinforce your belief. And through that one, you will have, and you have just kept your momentum at full potential. And also, aside from that, so that you will keep your momentum, build a system to monitor your growth and challenges. I have a simple Excel form in my laptop. On this laptop, I have a very simple um, monitor through an Excel that I can see how is my income growing. And I can really see, like, since 2014 when I started my business, um, I can see the picture of it, like, um, on the next year my income got doubled, and on the next year my income got tripled. So without those systems, you will not be able to monitor your growth and, of course, the challenges along with that growth. So build a system so that whatever, like Excel, if you're gonna do download an application. But for me, since I'm an Excel guy, so I just have a few formulas in Excel, and I place it there, and I have a graph of certain incomes that I have, so that I will be able to monitor my growth. So build a system to monitor your growth. And also the last one that I'm going to share to you, the last tip is, to win the game, you need to stay in the game. If you want to be in the business and in the business world, you need to stay in business. If you want to have your personal development, then stay with your personal development until you get that goal. If you want to fix your relationship, then focus all your efforts to fix that relationship. If you want to get your goals, you want to buy a house, you want to do this, travel, focus all your effort to that one. On this time, as you hear this training, I I already expect that you're already taking charge of your future and your current situation right now. Laziness is we will forget laziness, we will forget like, I will just do this later, procrastination. We will now stop that. We will now start with something very important for our future and something for our goals, that because we have a limited time on earth, and we need to focus all our efforts to get that goal, not for ourselves only, but for the family and for the people that we care the most. So to win the game, you need to stay in the game. And also, to start with the momentum, it only starts with one success. Like say for example, if you want to improve yourself, you want to become a morning person, then what are the tools you can do? You can have your alarm. And aside from that, if you are really having a hard time going up, you can place your phone or your alarm quite distant to your bed, so that when the alarm starts to ring, you need to get up and get the alarm turned off. And that's the habit of some people who are having a hard time getting up in the morning. They place their alarm or their phone quite far in the bed, so that when they get up, they have to get up and turn off the alarm. Aside from that, they will decide from themselves, from taking off the alarm, they will go directly to the restroom and wash their face or brush their teeth. Whatever you're going to do just to get that goal, do it. And it starts with one decision. If you want to propel your business, if you are now in um, business, and you want to build your skills, it starts with one decision. You can listen, you can scroll to the other videos of this channel. You can view like how to do inviting, how to do prospecting, how to find clients, how to do closing, how to follow up. Those skills are being taught right here, and it's not being taught in school. And if you want to develop friendship, we also have trainings how to build lasting relationships. So it's just it just need one decision. And remember, momentum is a force, and also described as the series of successes. So we can start with small successes until will have the big one. There's also a common popular quote that says, "You can never complete $1 without the cents." So start with the cents. Start with the small tasks. Start with small and short goals, so that you can have those big goals later on. Thank you very much, and I wish you luck with your momentum. Build it and keep it. God bless.